Okay, so
Near Pyongyang, North
again,
Korea,
a third world country owned by our favorite person, Kim Jong.
Kim Il-sung designed some of the rides at Mangyongdae Fun Fair, including a roller coaster back in the early 1980s. The 70 hectares of land in Mangyongdae Guyok includes the fairground itself and a wading pool. Over the years, it fell into extreme disrepair. The rides became rusted and many of the safety restraints no longer functioned. Kim Jong-un performed an inspection of the amusement park in May 2012 and demanded it be updated to fit the requirements of the Songun era.
And 5 years later, it's not.
The human trebuchet. Introduced
That's a homemade park. And this is a homemade park, so...
At the Middlemore Water Park in Somerset, England in 2002, the human trebuchet costs £40 per ride.
It's homemade.
Was exactly what it sounded like, a giant medieval-style catapult that...
Next.
IPOP. Not all amusement parks...
Of course, they have to use the same stock footage by TPR of Nitro at an Indian theme park over
in
and
the
over.
world are
It just makes me tired and nauseous of seeing it over and over.
created by skilled engineers.
And also the China thing, stock footage. It's probably because stock footage for these countries are a lot, the copyright, because the Digital Millennium Copyright Act and fair use doesn't apply there, so it's cheaper to use these rides instead of rides in the U.S. or the first world country.
For hours over plans to build safe sites. In Battaglia, Italy, one man known as Bruno decided he was no longer content as a simple sausage vendor and decided to design his own amusement park. IPOP is completely homemade. The rides are MacGyvered together with scrap metal and rely almost solely on gravity and momentum to operate. The park took Bruno almost 40 years to weld and construct.
Yeah, that's a long time. Like, most coasters take like a maximum of 2 years. Like, a maximum of 2 years to build. Lucky at you still, vengeance. But 40 years?
Correct.
That's between when aerodynamics was king and when B&M involved their wing coaster.
Eja
Still, it's homemade.
Fuji.
Come on, X2 is way similar to Ride 2. It's Ajanka, and with lesser versions. More, I mean, it's just that nobody wants a quote of this in the U.S. because they already have the 40 free spin, which are cheaper to produce, and now like the top 10 most expensive coasters, only going behind Expedition Everest.
Q Highland Theme Park in Yamanashi, Japan strikes again. The Eja roller coaster. Human control.
Again, that's not Ajiaka. It's gold rigs that power gas rigs. As you can see here,
The seats rotate.
I think it's because, of course, they have to use every footage from every single country except U.S. You use minimal footage from U.S., UK, and Canada because they have copyright acts, very strict copyright acts.
360 degrees as it travels 78 miles per hour down the tracks. With 14 inversions during...
It's not 14. It holds a Guinness World Record, even if it's just because of the C inverts, not really track inverts. Also, it just honestly doesn't. Just doesn't. That's how the cookie crumbles. It just doesn't have 14 version. It passed with this Bible if it really did. It only has 3 tracked versions.
During the ride, it holds a Guinness World Record. It's at Ferrari World in Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates, features car.
It's not too dangerous for the U.S. It can be easily cloned.
Shapes like Ferraris, but they use the same technology as aircrafts. This makes them very aerodynamic and makes the Formula Rossa the fastest.
Duh! Formula Rossa. Duh! Stop saying duh in every name. You're just...
The incredible Tower of Terror.
It's not because of the forces. It's because of the sand.
Ride at Gold Reef City in South Africa is certainly nothing like the one at Disney World.
That's because Tower of Terror is a non-copyright name, and Disney doesn't have the rights.
An elevator lifts the riders in a minecart to the top of a high tower before pushing them down.
In fact, it's owned by CBS, which owns the Twilight Zone, which, unlike their parent company Viacom, they allow them to use names that they like, and offer simple names like the Tower of Terror.
A 90-degree drop. This hair-raising ride has a
They also went to South Africa, and also it can be easily cloned in the U.S. It's just that they choose not to because the subcontractor Giovanella went bankrupt.
Force of 6.3, the highest in the world, as this is double the G-force experienced by a space shuttle being launched. Riders then plunged. Leipzig solid mine shaft. In Leipzig,
again, this is another Tower of Terror coaster in Australia.
Control their motion. At the Belantis amusement park, they can still get...
It's rides are being like that recorded in the U.S., even for smaller scales. Again, just because it's just not easy to call. Like, they use POVs and stuff for like non-U.S. coasters, but non-U.S., UK, or Canadian coasters. But for U.S., UK, and Canadian coasters, they just use pictures.
Minute ride. There is in the land in 860, dubbed the scary incline at the end. It half minute thrill last 101 roller coaster. The tracks at from 13-story end. Black tunnel. Yikes!
There's a scarier tilt coaster in mainland China. It's a lot smoother of what I heard because of the new track. It's called something like Dueling Monkeys.